Hello, my name is Carl Surrey, and this is a video tutorial for two Facebook groups, fans of Serif software and the Affinity Designer and Photo group. Now most video tutorials would sort of be looking at a program and then sort of showing you the virtues of that program and what it can do. This is a slight reverse on this. I want to show you a bit about Affinity Photo that it can't do, and that is really using filters. I mean, obviously there are some filters, but there are not a vast amount of sort of like creative filters, for want of a better phrase. Now in Serif's earlier PC only product, PhotoPlus, you did get a few filters and they were quite good, and there are, if you own programs like Elements and Photoshop, they have even more. But you can find some filters online. Some of them are free, but unfortunately probably the best place for filters is probably FilterForge, and unfortunately they're not free. If we have a look at their website, and it is just filterforge.com, quite easy to find. And currently they're on version 6 at the moment, and there's well, they say they've got 1 day left, which is probably a bit late for me making this video, but I'm sure this policy of discounts will continue for a little while, mainly because FilterForge 7 is near to being released. I think it's in its beta testing version, because you can get the beta test down here. Now unfortunately FilterForge is not cheap. If we go to the buy tab, it is $79 for the professional edition, and the cheapest is $29. I'm not too sure about the exchange rate for here in the UK, but I'm guessing it's there or thereabouts. The same. I would assume this is somewhere around the £30–35 mark, and this would be around the £85–90 mark. But you can go back to the home page. You can download a 30-day trial version, just so you can see whether you like it or not, and go from there. So if you do decide to go with it, obviously you may have to pay a little bit more if this 1 day left policy is correct, but it is worth looking at, even if you don't end up actually buying it, just to see whether it is what you want. Now when you download it and install it, it will install as a standalone program, but it will also install as a plugin into Affinity Photo and into PhotoPlus, and obviously into Photoshop and Adobe Elements. So you don't have to actually do anything to install it into Affinity Photo or PhotoPlus. It will do that for you. So just have a quick look. Let's go back to Affinity Photo. This has already been installed in there. If I come up to Filters, down to Plugins, and as you can see, FilterForge is now part of Affinity Photo. Now before I actually demonstrate this in Affinity Photo, I want to look at the standalone version, which is be easier for me to demonstrate this, I think, in the standalone version. When you open it up, you have loads of different options for different filters that you can create, but I'm going to stick with the creative ones for the moment. And you have a load of inbuilt filters that you get when you buy it. A couple of these I have downloaded, like the crosshatch drawing and the pen and ink crosshatch. But whichever one you select, 9 times out of 10 you have more variations on the default, and that's a default one. And if I double click on that one, that will be that filter. Let me go back to the default. So we can do is open an image, and let's go with that tractor there, and as you can see it has already used that filter on the image that I've just opened. If I click on one of the other options, this is what that would look like. And if you want to try it with like the pen and ink crosshatch option, so you can just click on different versions and see which one you like. And if you want to try one of the, say for example, is frames, let's try the film frame. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. So you have this sort of different effect here. So as you can see, it is quite quick into adding the filter, and there are lots of filters, and these are just the ones that have come with the program. If you go back to the PhotoPlus website and click on the filters tab, you can come to all featured filters, and then you have lots of different filters that you can select from, and then you can download them onto your into your PhotoPlus program, and then it can be used all the time. Let me come back to here. Where is it? I did have on here, all filters by category. I found that easier. So I go to creative, and as you see, there's 25 pages of different filters that people have made, and you can make your own. I've not actually really looked into that. I had a quick look at it, and I found it a bit daunting, so it's not something I'm going to be doing, I don't think. But if you're quite clever and artistic, I'm sure you can work out how to make your own filters. If I come to page 2, there was one in here that I wanted to have a look at, I think, which was the water contour one. That looks quite interesting. And you can see it's got a little number in the corner. So this one will need PhotoPlus version 4 and above. Some of these will need higher than some of the ones that you may, the version you may find. You may be able to find a version 5 somewhere free on the internet, or even a version 4, I don't know. But whichever version you have, this will tell you what you are restricted to using. But I'm going to try this water contour one, and it does look quite interesting. So I'll just click on open this filter in PhotoPlus, and it will just ask me if I want to do that, so I'll click yes. Just wait a little while. It's downloading the filter. So that has now installed water contour as the filter, and then as you can see here, we've got different types of variations on the water contour filter, which they all look quite interesting. Not seen these myself yet. Yes, I quite like that one. So I mean, I could find a use for that at some future date. So as you can see, they're quite easy to download new filters and or possibly make your own. So let me close that down and come back to Affinity Photo. So like I said, it is now part of the program as a plugin. Come to PhotoPlus. You don't have to have this showing, but it's just telling you it's just an advert for the PhotoPlus 7 beta version, but I'll just click on no thanks. And it sort of opens up in the same way as a standalone program, but it has opened up the picture that I already had in Affinity Photo. So again, I can start altering it in whichever way I want, using whichever filter I want to use. Let's have a look at something else. Let's have a look at miscellaneous. See what they've got under miscellaneous. Let's try the rust one. Not 100% certain why you'd want to use some of these, but some of these will hide the image in some way. Well, that one's quite interesting. Gold, metallizer. So there's plenty of variations you can have using this as a plugin in Affinity Photo or as a standalone program. And for those of you that are still using PhotoPlus, let me bring that back a minute. I've got to just close that down. This is PhotoPlus, and this is a picture that I've opened up. I got this from pixabay.com. But here, you just go Effects, Plugins, and Filter Forge, and like Affinity Photo, it just opens up as a plugin, and it's still set on the last filter that I used. So it works just as well in Affinity Photo and PhotoPlus as it would do in Photoshop. So, depending on the program you want to use it in, and obviously your cash flow, I think it is worth checking out, even if you only try the 30-day trial version. Obviously, I should have noticed this was for sale, because I only bought it myself yesterday. So I'm not really giving you enough time to get that discount. But I think it is maybe worth giving it a go. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.